Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Namah. Om. Om.
So good evening, everyone. I'm going to have a pretty straightforward evening this evening. We're going to do a Buddha puja, and it's one of the ones that we did earlier in the week. We did different verses from two different ones. Ha. It stops my computer doing odd things. So this one is the Buddha puja that's drawn from the Dhammapada. So before the puja, Dhammapala is going to do a reading from Sayadaw U Tejaniya about right view. And then we'll have a second reading, which is Bhante talking about insight arising. And that will be after the second section of the puja. And Tejasvini is going to read that one after the salutation section. And then following the salutation section, we'll hear and chant along with Bodhivadra's version of the Shakyamuni mantra. So do feel free to make offerings then. In fact, feel free to make offerings at any point during the puja, whenever you feel moved to do so. And then we'll go straight through straight through the next section, and we'll chant the refuges and precepts in unison after the going for refuge section.
Vajradevi, can you signal me to come in with the reading?
Sure.
Or tell me the lines that you say before.
A Buddha is a guide to be treasured.
Thanks.
Yeah, then we'll go through to the end. We may or may not have a surprise little offering at some point near the end. Vajradevi and I, and then we'll end with Sabe Sata Sukhi Hontu, the Taraloka version. And I don't really know how long the puja lasts. Might not be that long, so we'll I think we've got about 10 minutes, and we'll just use that to sit. So after 10 minutes, I'll ring a bell, and then Dharmapala, if you could do the first reading. Great.
You are muted, Dharmapala.
For the stream entrant, the defilements have not all gone. They're still present. But the stream enterer no longer has the wrong view of what defilements are. They're just qualities of the mind. They're not personal. And because of that understanding, the power of the defilements is greatly reduced. The defilements can never grow to a degree that would cause the stream enterer to do something that would cause a person to go to the four woeful states, to be in the animal realm or in the hell-being state, for example. So you see, for the stream enterer, right view makes all the difference.
The Buddha Puja. Praise. He is calm like the earth that endures.
He is calm like the earth that endures.
He is steady like a column that is firm.
He is steady like a column that is firm.
He is pure like a lake that is clear.
He is pure like a lake that is clear.
He is free from samsara,
He is free from samsara,
the endless round of suffering.
the endless round of suffering.
In the light of his vision,
In the light of his vision,
he has found true freedom.
he has found true freedom.
His thoughts are peace.
His thoughts are peace.
His words are peace.
His words are peace.
And his work is peace.
And his work is peace.
Salutation. By what earthly path could you lead the Buddha astray?
By what earthly path could you lead the Buddha astray?
He who can wander the pathless ways of the infinite.
He who can wander the pathless ways of the infinite.
The Buddha who is awake.
The Buddha who is awake.
Whose victory cannot be reversed.
Whose victory cannot be reversed.
Is a being none can conquer.
Is a being none can conquer.
One of true vision is not easy to find.
One of true vision is not easy to find.
Freed from craving, hatred, and delusion.
Freed from craving, hatred, and delusion.
A Buddha is a guide to be treasured.
A Buddha is a guide to be treasured.
How the effort to develop insight within meditation is made is quite difficult to explain. You have to look actively for insight into the true nature of things, but without looking for it in any particular direction or in any particular way. It is a sort of active receptivity. You are actively holding yourself open to insight. These two aspects of the practice, receptivity to something outside yourself, so to speak, and an active searching, are equally important. The quest for insight demands exertion, not intellectual exertion, but a meditative, intuitive searching, not trying to think your way to reality, but trying to see it directly. This is not to say that insight will necessarily arise directly as a result of insight practice. Sometimes it happens that you are trying too hard or not in quite the right way. When you release that effort, the momentum of your practice may continue to build up, and insight may suddenly strike you out of the blue when you are doing something ordinary, like peeling potatoes. There is no situation, whether positive or negative, pleasant or painful, in which insight may not arise. All that is needed is mindfulness.
Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Muni Swaha. 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 Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakya Shakyamuni Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamuni 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 Shakyamuni Swaha.
Going for refuge. People in fear flee for refuge to mountains or forests.
People through fear flee for refuge to mountains or forests.
To groves, sacred trees or shrines.
To groves, sacred trees or shrines.
But these are not a safe refuge.
But these are not a safe refuge.
They are not a refuge that frees from sorrow.
They are not a refuge that frees from sorrow.
One who goes for refuge to the Buddha,
One who goes for refuge to the Buddha,
to the truth teachings,
to the truth teachings,
and to the community he taught.
and to the community he taught.
They go indeed to a great refuge.
They go indeed to a great refuge.
That is a safe refuge,
That is a safe refuge,
a haven of wisdom and compassion.
a haven of wisdom and compassion.
Those who go to that refuge
Those who go to that refuge
will eventually be free from sorrow.
will eventually be free from sorrow.
The refuges and precepts in unison. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Suramerya Maja Pamadatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With deeds of loving kindness, I purify my body. With open-handed generosity, I purify my body. With stillness, simplicity, and contentment, I purify my body. With truthful communication, I purify my speech. With mindfulness clear and radiant, I purify my mind. Acknowledging unskillfulness. Hold not a fault of little matter.
Hold not a fault of little matter.
Thinking, this is minor to me.
Thinking, this is minor to me.
The falling of drops of water
The falling of drops of water
will in time fill a water jar.
will in time fill a water jar.
In the same way,
In the same way,
foolish people become full of delusion,
foolish people become full of delusion,
though they gather it little by little.
though they gather it little by little.
Focus not on the flaws of others,
Focus not on the flaws of others,
nor on their deeds and misdeeds.
nor on their deeds or misdeeds.
Focus instead on what we ourselves regret,
Focus instead on what we ourselves regret,
what we have done or not done.
what we have done or not done.
Neither in the sky,
Neither in the sky,
nor deep in the ocean,
nor deep in the ocean,
nor in a mountain cave,
nor in a mountain cave,
nor any worldly place
nor any worldly place
can we avoid our unskillful actions.
can we avoid our unskillful actions.
Rejoicing. Oh, let us live in joy,
Oh, let us live in joy,
kindly among those who blame,
kindly among those who blame,
among those who hate.
among those who hate.
Let us live in love,
Let us live in love,
among those who fight.
among those who fight.
Let us live in peace,
Let us live in peace,
among those who crave.
among those who crave.
Let us live content,
Let us live content,
among those who slumber.
among those who slumber.
Let us live awake.
Let us live awake,
When we know the balm of solitude
when we know the balm of solitude
and experience the relief of silence,
and experience the relief of silence,
then we are free from fear and sorrow
then we are free from fear and sorrow
and feel the joy of the Dhamma.
and feel the joy of the Dhamma.
It is a delight
It is a delight
to see the noble and ethical.
to see the noble and ethical.
Contact with them
Contact with them
inspires and gladdens us.
inspires and gladdens us.
Awake and watchful. The followers of Buddha Gautama
The followers of Buddha Gautama
are awake and ever watchful.
are awake and ever watchful,
and ever by night and by day.
and ever by night and by day.
They remember the Buddha, their teacher.
They remember the Buddha, their teacher.
The followers of Buddha Gautama
The followers of Buddha Gautama
are awake and ever watchful,
are awake and ever watchful,
and ever by night and by day.
and ever by night and by day.
They find joy in deep contemplation.
They find joy in deep contemplation.
Emasmim sati idam hoti. Emasmim sati idam hoti. Emasupada idam upajati. Emasmim sati idam nahoti. Emasmim sati idam nahoti. Emasa niroda idam nirujati. Transference of benefit. As from a large garden of flowers,
As from a large garden of flowers,
many garlands and wreaths can be made.
many garlands and wreaths can be made.
So by a human being in this life,
So by a human being in this life,
much good can be achieved.
much good can be achieved.
May any merit gained through Dhamma practice
May any merit gained through Dhamma practice
be shared equally among all beings.
be shared equally among all beings.
The perfume of flowers
The perfume of flowers
goes not against the wind,
goes not against the wind,
not even the finest perfumes
not even the finest perfumes
of sandalwood,
of sandalwood,
of rose,
of rose,
or of jasmine,
or of jasmine,
but the perfume of virtue
but the perfume of virtue
does travel against the wind,
does travel against the wind,
and it can reach right to the ends of this world.
and it can reach right to the ends of this world.
Sabe sata suki hontu. Sabe
We'll just sit for a few minutes.